Everyone, so it's Explainer of Mysteries. We're back, and today we're going to talk about the truth about the truth. What a concept. So, let's start off with talking that truth is an industry, and that anyone that has studied Hermetics, that knows the Kabbalion, knows that all truths are but half-truths and all paradoxes may be reconciled. So that kind of means that, well, the truth does matter, but the truth also matters just as much as the falsehood matters. And that's kind of true about everything, If you think of colors, well, here we have the color red. But if you look closely enough, you know that red is made up of other colors. Red on the screen includes, well, the RGB. That's kind of what makes the other colors here. Look at the black on the screen. Black in this video. The black color in this video consists of other colors. Well, it actually consists of the lack of color. So while black is a color, black is also a lack of color. And while red is a color, but if you look perhaps through a different kind of vision, instead of your own limited human vision, you could perhaps maybe take the perspective of the vision of an animal or some kind of bird or a snake or a dog or whatever. A pig, cow, chicken. They are different. And my perception of red might be different than your perception of red. So on and so forth. I think we have the point here. In fact, I know that I made a previous video about this. And so, truth is an industry in that everyone is selling you the truth. And that everyone's trying to sell you their version of the truth. When in fact, a lot of people, these people, they don't have firsthand knowledge. And if they did have firsthand knowledge, well, then you probably don't. And if you do have firsthand knowledge, then why would you care about other people's opinions or their perspectives of what the truth is if you already know the truth? You don't need their perspective now, do you? Now, it's good to have other people's perspective. It's good to hear different sides of the story, but one should not become obsessed with the truth. In fact, oftentimes we become so obsessed with truth that we actually deviate from our own truth. We become too focused on his story instead of your story, my story, your mystery. Because that's ultimately what this is about. I'm explaining the mysteries. That's why this channel is called Explainer of Mysteries. And I do go into depth explaining stuff. In fact, I'm equally guilty of trying to explain things to people that don't want to listen, that don't want to be reasoned with. I'm guilty of this. I'm very guilty of this. And, well, it looks like somebody had a little honking incident because maybe just maybe, they had a different perspective of truth than someone else. But then again, I don't know. I'm not out there. I'm not the guy honking. So I don't know what's going through their minds, who is honking or who is being honked at. Now, something else that I decided that we should look into is, well, forcing truth on others. A lot of us feel compelled to force the truth onto somebody else, forcing our version of the truth. In fact, a lot of us, a lot of people end up losing cases or end up getting themselves into a lot of trouble, sometimes legally, because they feel the need to push their truth onto others. And that's, well, it's not always fair, but yeah, people do get themselves into trouble. And this idea that, the universe, God, it's gonna come save you. God's gonna make everything right. I mean, yeah, there is a such thing as divine justice and divine retribution. But, is that something you want to focus on? Are we ourselves not part of the universe, of the greater universe, the greater Godhead? We're all part of that. We're separate and equal at the same time. And, well, we've heard the stories about the scientists who went missing. Could be that the scientists who went missing were looking for truth, trying to spread the truth, and, well, look what happened to them. My best condolences go out to them, and, I really do pray for them that, they're okay, they're safe, and they're doing good. Well, and if they are doing good, well, I pray for them, and I wish the best for them. And now we got a lot of people trying to push their version of the truth of what happened. Got a lot of news channels. Got a lot of, YouTubers talking about the truth, making these connections, connecting the dots. When in reality, people are going to believe whatever they want to believe. And don't get me wrong, spreading the truth is a noble thing. I mean, that's what Jesus did, right? He, was out there spreading the truth. But more so, he was spreading forgiveness. He was spreading love and forgiveness. That's ultimately what matters. Because, we got a lot of people out there trying to figure out the truth so they can punish people and hold them accountable. Well, who are we to judge? Let the divine do it. Let the universe do it. Trust me when I say the universe has a way of sorting things out. And trust me when I say that faith can make the unlikely happen over and over again. That'll be it for now. My caffeine is worn off for the day. I had a little bit too much caffeine for the day, but I think as of now, we're good. Can't tell, my voice is a little different. Well, God bless all of you, and, well, Lord bless the scientists. Let's hope they're in good hands. let's pray that, they're doing good. And, well, let's hope all is well. And that'll be it for now. So let's wrap this up. We'll see each other next time.